So hey, so in this video we'll be learning how to create a server in Node.js as well as difference between creating a server in Node.js, how it is different for making server in Node.js as well as making server in the Express.js. So let's see what it is. What the official documentation says. So Node.js is an asynchronous event dri- event driven JavaScript runtime. So it basically gives you an environment. So again, Node.js is basically used to write the server side code. You and the thing is, Node.js creator has I think Node.js was introduced in 2008, I think. So in 2008, before 2008, for writing server side code, it was basically PHP or maybe Django, and also for that you have to learn another new language, right, to write the server side code. But with the what Node.js, I think Ryan was the creator. So what Ryan has done was that he knew that, okay, so I have the JavaScript. So what he used is the V8 engine of the Chrome. Chrome V8 engine is basically the JavaScript. You can say uh, so. So all the different there are Chrome browsers like Chrome, Brave, and Microsoft Edge. So they all have different engine names that actually, what engine does actually. So it basically runs your code, isn't it? It basically runs your vehicle. So engine is like just like a heart, isn't it? So what it does is what uh, what he thought was that he used the Chrome V8 engine, which was actually used to run the JavaScript code. And with the help of C++, he made the Node.js. So now the Node.js is so for now, people who are working in the front end and already know JavaScript well, so they can easily learn Node.js and just write the server side code. So let's see how to actually make. So basically, we know that JavaScript is a asynchronous language. So if you are writing, something in the Node.js environment, so it is basically I mean, it will be having an asynchronous behavior. So Node.js is the first line in the Node.js documentation. It is written that it is an asynchronous event-driven JavaScript runtime. So Node.js is designed and build the scalable network application. So as I've said, so previously, front-end people have to do was that learn another language like PHP, PHP and all. I think Django and many other things to maintain the backend as well. So let's see how to make a server. So I think there is another line that was mentioned. So yeah, because nothing blocks the scalable, so you can read this. Almost no function in the Node.js directly performs the input output. So process never blocks except the input output. So Node.js is a standard library because nothing blocks scalable system and very reasonable to develop the Node.js. So you can learn see the documentation as well. So here is a simple example how to make a your own server in the Node.js. So let's see how can we make this. So in this file, I have just there's just a JS file, JavaScript file. So let's see how the so we need as you can see we have the const server. Let's not copy this. So we need there's a module called require. So in the in normal JavaScript, maybe in the React or those who are working in the front end, they use the import export. But the thing is, in Node.js, there is no, in the server side coding, there is no import export. There is required and modules dot, I think there was modules dot something. Yeah, modules dot supply or something. So by that, there is an import export. But the thing is here, we just have to, so usually what we have to do in the front end was that we have to install the npm packages, right? But the thing is, in Node.js, they have the, I mean, core module. It is known as the core module. So whenever you download the Node.js, I mean, any versions you want, so the core modules is already built in, I mean, in the Node.js. So you can directly write the require. So what usually we do is, for example, you are working in the Chakra, and you have to do like maybe import this from Chakra after only installing. I mean, you do after only installing the Chakra, right? So but the thing is, in Node.js there is a core module. There are many other type of modules as well. So I will just do this. I'll just import the core modules only. So core modules, there is HTTP. There is a core, I mean, one of the core modules. There is one module called HTTP. So from that, I need the create server, right? So create server will give me the power to create basically a server. So for example, so I need to I mean store this in maybe a app on stack equal to, and then what I need to do is create server. So if I hover this, so you can see that it is it is as soon as you hover it, it is giving me a request listener. So request listener or undefined. So what it needs to do, so you know that server basically works in requesting and response, right? So you request something in the URL, it gives you a response, isn't it? So I have to give the request and as well as the response. I have to define it. So in the request, for example, so in the basic Node.js, so let's come to it later as well. So app, now app is my server. So what I need to do is I have to do a listen. So what listen does is you have to so listen as you hover it, you will see that port. Okay, so port is the number and the host name, string or undefined, and it also needs a callback, right? So you need the port number and a callback. So port number should be an integer. So for now, I will give the port number 8080, and it also takes a callback. So whenever the port is ready, then only the callback will run, right? So callback, in the callback, what I will do is I will just simply say that server has started, right? So now, my server is ready, right? So if you see on the documentation, I think we haven't, okay, content type, I think we have to cover it later. And the request code, you can also give the status code as well. So I need the status code 200, but it's not necessary. I mean, you have to define the status code. And set header, you can also, set the headers as well. So headers are basically you can say like a packet where, I mean, where the input output takes place. For example, if you are sending a request, it will be in the form of packet. So, and then if if the server gives you a response, it is in the form of packet only. So that actually the packet is basically the same. There is also much more into it. Most probably I will make a separate video out of it. So you can ignore this. So now if I now I think it is ready. Okay. So so the thing is we have to, yes, okay, to go inside the coding. Yeah. So if I do node, you have to define the node and then server.js. Okay, it is giving me another already used. Okay, already, yeah. Okay, so let's take 8000 B5. Big servers was already, there is some server running already, I guess. Normal server.js. Yeah. Okay. 8005 is already running. Already in use. Okay, I think I have to do 8000. Let's say 8000 is running. Maybe 3000. No, not. I think let me check if it's no, there is no server running. Uh, server.js. Okay, this again giving me Mm. Okay, so now if you, for example, see the uh, localhost, so that there were actually ports running on my system. So that's why I have to again restart the VS Code. So if you see now, now if you go to terminal and then do a node, so node and then define the file name. So you would say the server has started. So server has started is from here only. So I'm basically you can say poking this 8,000, and when it is giving me the response in the form of a callback. Now the callback is running and then the console is on my terminal, right? So okay, let me localhost 8,000, 8,000 localhost 8,000 not 8, yeah, 8,000. If you go to 8,000, so you would see if you see properly, I don't know if you can see this now. My server is, I mean, it is not ending the response, right? It is just moving. I mean, sir, it is just moving and moving. It is rotating. So basically, what it is saying that my response has not ended. So I'm requesting something, but the thing is, I'm not ending the response. So what I will do is response dot, and what I will do is that ending the response with a maybe so whatever you define inside this, it will just come into your UI. So welcome to node, right? So if you do this now, if you have to again run the server. So let's see how to manage this. I mean, so for that I will use a package node npm init y. If I do this, it will just give me the package.js. Yeah. So if I do, there's a package called nodemon. So what it does is it actually, whenever there is an edit in the file, so it will automatically restart the server again. So I will do npm, sorry, npm I nodemon. So it will install the nodemon on my system. So let's, yeah, in the package.json, you have to define in the script, you have to define. So for example, I'm using start, you have to define nodemon as well, and then the file name. It is not necessary, I mean dot slash, you cannot, you even if you don't, it will still work. But the thing is, I just like the dot slash, defining the dot slash. So it is giving me 299. Let's make a git ignore as well. Git ignore, so that it ignores my node module. So I think it will work. Yeah, yeah. So node modules. So let's go to server.js. And yeah, so it is ending my response. So you would say now I have to start the node bond. So npm run, what was that? Start, I think start, I guess. The package.json. Yeah. So it is npm start. So if I do this, you'd see my node bond has started, right? So if there is any edit, for example, if I'm doing this space, so you'd say my server is restarting, right? So now I'm ending the response with a welcome to node. So you'd see my server has started and it is giving me welcome to node. So let's say I have an index file. So hey, I am node. The body is just nh1 tag. So let's say I have to, I mean, I have to show this into the UI. So there is another I mean package, the core packages you can say. So it is the fs is the file system require, and what I will just say is that fs. So I need the file system. Now what I will do is const html equal to fs dot read. I need the read file sync, right? So read, what is the difference between read file sync and read? This is the synchronous. So, and this is the asynchronous. Okay. So read sync and read file sync. So read file sync, I would use read file sync only because I think read file sync is kind of better. So you can see it is giving me on hovering in the read file sync. It is giving me, okay, give the path. and the for example, okay, let me reduce this. Let me again define this. On hovering, you would say it is giving me that okay, you have to define the directory, I mean the path name and the encoding. So you have to give the path name. So I'm giving the path name index.html and it needs an encoding and what I would say is UTF-8. So it is basically if you don't encode, I mean encoding basically means that you are just converting that to a human readable code. So if you don't encode, you can't, I mean, you won't be able to read that code. So if I do this and then read find and thing in this, I have to just define the HTML. Let's see if it works or not. Yeah, I think it will work. So if I refresh this, you'd see, here I am Node. So it is basically taking this. You can also define the port as well. So if we are not doing anything with the request, right? So if the request or there are many things in the request. So you can say, so I will work on this URL. So URL you have to define the route. So if it's home, then what I will do is I'll just give this. So if uh, else if the required IQ or URL is triple equal to maybe products as such. So response dot end. Okay, yeah, to response dot end. I'll just simply I won't create any HTML file for this. I'll just say tell that welcome to product page. So now yeah. So let's see what this is the home page. And then if I do okay, am I not ending this? I am ending this. I think I have to do response dot end here as well. So let's see where is the product. So in the product, you'd say the welcome to product page, right? I think I don't have to end this. Yeah, I don't. I think I don't. Yeah, I don't have to end this. Yeah. So yeah. So this was so but the thing is it becomes hectic to again do this. I mean if URL these things. So for that, what there is another framework. So framework, what it does is, for example, you have been doing HTML, CSS until now, right? But the thing is, React is a framework. So what it does is it basically gives it is built on top of I mean HTML CSS, but the thing is the frameworks and all. So these are all made on top of the HTML CSS, but the thing is it gives you a much more flexibility with your code, right? And much more you would say the features, isn't it? So for that, the Express is also a built-in you can say it is not built-in, you have to download, but the thing is it is a framework, isn't right? So for framework, let's see what the Express has to say. Express.js. So the about yeah, this is a minimalistic framework for Node.js. Okay, so API web application, where is the about page? Getting started. So there are many things. I mean, you have to install the Express as well. So let's install the Express. So I'll just for now, I'll just simply delete this and I'll go to for PowerShell and then what I will do npmi Express. So Express will be downloaded on my system. Yeah, just giving me no modules. Okay, so for Express, you have to define so Express gives you a function. So let's say this is the function, and again, I have to do a require from Express, right? So this function this function is basically a function. I mean, Express actually returns you a function. So const. Similarly, we have done in the Node.js. We will do it in the here. So const app. So I can do const express app equal to function. I have to just invoke this. Now my app is ready. So let's listen the app as well. So Express app. So here, uh, just like you have, I think, used Axios as well. So here, Express, you just have to do express.get, and you just have to define the path, as well as you have to just define the callback, because callback will have the, just like it, you have seen the request and the response. So now here as well, you have to define the request and the response. And here you have to give the all these things like and all. Yeah, there's and there is another thing called send as well. So send is, I think, better than the get. So const, okay, not const, express app. I have to again do the listen part, listen, and I have to define the port. So I think port 8000 is already taken. So I will do 8001. I hope this port is not taken on the yeah, Express app, and then log the Express server is started. Express server has started, and I'll just end this response.end. So there's the home page, I mean home route, and with maybe welcome to Express. Yeah, welcome to Express. I think it will work. So 8,000 word. Let's let's delete this. Go to 8000. So you would say the welcome to Express. So I think yeah, this is the thing, and you can also do get request, post request as well. So uh, so you can do this with the help of Postman as well. But this is really easy. So response dot, and here as well, here you have to, if you do a send is, I think, better. It works as the same only, but send, you don't have to end this. So if you want to maybe define the HTML page again, so you just have to do. So let me edit the HTML. Welcome to Node in case of Node Express. So yeah, in the server send, I just have to do what was that name again? HTML. Yeah, HTML. So if you define the HTML, so you can also define routes as well. Another route. So for example, dot get, and then maybe you have defined a port called what it have. Okay. Yeah, in the get. So I am defining another route called dot products, and it will be taking a callback as well. So response request and response response. So you don't have to again do the if else and then else if, and there can be, there are only for now it is only two routes, but what if there are almost 20 to 30 routes? So you again have to do, I mean, if else if and all, right? So it is really easy to work with the frameworks. So response dot send maybe welcome to products. So welcome to products. Yeah, it's 8000. Yeah, let's see the what is the home page is giving now. There's the home page. If I refresh this, you'd see the Express has came, right? So if I do the products, it is it product or products? Yeah, products. So if you hit this URL, you will, okay, cannot get the products. Welcome to products. I think it is not dot. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That was my mistake. Sorry. Yeah. So you have got the welcome to. You can also define h1 tags as well inside this string. So if you do this h1 and this h1, so inside this you can define like welcome to products, right? So welcome to products. If you refresh this, you will get the h1 tag. So yeah, so overall, I would say the Express is much more easier to work with because frameworks make it. And the thing is, Express has much more functionalities. So there are many functionalities that Node doesn't have. So for that, we have to use the frameworks basically to take that extra. To fulfill those extra features of the Node. Right. So Express gives you many features on top of the node, so you can just do that. There might be get, there might be put and patch and all. There can be a JSON file as well. So yeah, this was it. The difference between how to make a server with the help of node as well as with the help of Express. So yeah, thanks a lot.